Welcome to the Calyrex Game Corner's Pokemon D&D campaign, featuring Cindy, a young vagabond from the Hoenn region with pyromaniac tendencies, Gimli, a stocky, burly miner from Sinnoh looking for his lost son, Elodie, an enthusiastic foodie and baker from Kalos, and Schmidt, an enigmatic man from Johto with a duck. My name is Rich, and I'm the Game Master, and this is Dunsparce and Drampa. We all find ourselves at the northern crux of Mauville, leading towards Route 111, but we think we might make a quick errand first. What are we thinking?
Check on Sam.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a business card that says where she is. Let me read it.
Finally pulling out the business card a few sessions later.
Oh, weird. Can't believe we have that.
Literally never read it.
Trying to think of like how many IRL months we've had that. It's got to be close to 6, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's like half a year. Elodie pulls out and observes the business card. The name in a very professional font says Symmetra Redtree. She works at Silphco as the Technology Innovation Administrator. There's an address.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
That's Silphco?
Ooh.
Oh no.
Didn't I call sus like the second I saw her?
You could have found this out like months ago. But
Yeah, just by taking out the freaking
just by looking at it. You could also have learned her last name, which is pretty cool. Anyways, that's what you learn. That's what you discover.
That reveal would have been so killer if we did it in the opposite order. Like, we knew about Silphco, it's like, dun dun! And now it's like, wait. Are we going to Silphco?
I guess.
Is that...
I feel like we should be cautious with what we tell Sam now that we know she works for Silphco.
But she did, like, she fought against that. Like, the,
Yeah.
like, energy people.
Well, that's where it's like, is it interesting that maybe it's the same thing as before when Team Rocket was taking them, where they're like, almost going on. Silphco's just always the victim.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with, like, at least being careful with what we say, but, like, still going to visit her.
Yes.
Okay. You all march on to Silphco. There's a big sliding glass door, and it opens for you. It seems like the building was not impervious to the attack. It seems like there's a couple hall windows that have been blown out, and there's a little chunk on the upper left side of the building that's gone missing. And the inside is in a little bit of disarray. There's some furniture that's kind of scattered around. There's a lot of like muddy footsteps, and there's lots of people who are in business casual and business formal clothing who are moving boxes around and rushing around doing work related things. There is like a front desk, and there's a receptionist who is answering a phone call.
Is this the same building we were running around in when it was like the Team Rocket Galactic situation where we were all in fake uniforms?
Roll a history. The party members.
I rolled a 17 on the dice.
Yeah,
I need to find my papers.
It's fine. You are certain it's the same building.
Great.
Okay. Haha, fun. I'm going to wait patiently at the receptionist for her to get off her phone call.
Sure. Yeah, she's chatting. She's spitting some mumbo jumbo about products and services that you don't quite understand. There is a little directory in front of her that's on a little easel, and perhaps that might give you the information that you seek.
Yeah, I'm going to read that directory.
Yeah, it's got a whole list of departments, but I think the one that you are concerned with, which is technology innovation, is on the 16th floor.
Are there elevators nearby?
Yeah.
Should we just go up?
You can try.
Okay. I'm going to try to call an elevator.
Okay. You press the button, and the light turns on, and it arrives at the bottom, and it goes bing bong, and the doors open.
Okay.
Does everyone enter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. Elodie presses the 16 button. She observes that there are, in fact, 45 floors to this building. She presses the 16, the door closes, the elevator ascends, and nothing bad happens. The doors open,
Yay!
and you find yourself in a very nicely furnished reception area to this department. There's big leafy palms, and there's a series of like very. You ever see like pictures or videos of like what like Google's offices look like? They're very modern. There's like art everywhere, and there aren't cubicles. Like there's desks that are kind of connected in like a very pleasing pattern. This floor doesn't seem to have incurred terrible damage. It's like a little smoky in a corner, but besides that, it seems fine. There's a whole bunch of people scooting around, and there's a single closed office at the end of the hallway. No one seems to be concerned with your presence.
There's no like receptionist like for this floor. There's just people.
Yeah, it's a very kind of modern environment. So it's not your traditional like there's a secretary in the front. Like there's just people working on computers, and there's like someone on a treadmill who's watching TV, and they're in like kind of formal business clothes, but like, hey, it's a hip and groovy workplace, so why not? There's some Pokemon out and about. There is a Magnemite that is buzzing around. It is messing with like a computerized stack of something that has like lights and switches on it. It's just poking around at it, having a good time. There's a goofy little lizard guy. He's got a stripe on his belly. He's got big eyes, and he's carrying a box of papers. And yeah, that's what you see.
Can I like ask like the nearest person that I can?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Find like, hi, do you know where Symmetra is?
Sure. Yeah, you tap on this dude's shoulder. He's the closest to the door. He's working on something. There's a big spreadsheet on his monitor. And he says, yeah, her office is just right down the hall. And he points to the closed door.
Well, let's go.
Fun. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, dude.
Okay. Do you knock? Do you barge in?
I think we're gonna knock.
Yeah, I think we'll knock here. I'm not going to tackle the door.
Okay. It seems like Elodie's kind of taking charge for these interactions. You knock on the door.
Yeah.
Okay. You do that. There's a slight pause after you knock, and then the door handle like jiggles in like a inconfident kind of manner, and the door opens to reveal that it wasn't opened carefully because it was opened by frostbite. There is a glorious darkish purple Pokemon with fanged teeth and a beautiful pink mane who greets you and smiles and goes, wah! You can see Symmetra in the corner. She's sitting at a nice oak desk, and she is kind of packing up a backpack. She is looking a little bit less formal, like in the power suit that you saw before, and she's looking more like exploration mode Symmetra that you met when you first met her. She says, oh, hi everyone, it's so good to see you, come in. What brings you to my office today?
Hey, we just wanted to check on how you were doing after everything that happened yesterday. That was yesterday, right?
It was 2 or 3 days ago. 2 or 3.
Something like that.
Because you stayed at the stronghold for a while.
Yeah.
She says, yeah, it was a bit of a time, you could say. We're still recovering from it as a company. It was kind of hard on us. But I'm pleased to find that my higher ups want me to take another business trip. So I'm really excited to get out of the office and get out of the city for a little bit because I was so eager to get back. But it turned out that only bad things happened when I came back. So I'm just getting ready to go. What are you all up to? What are you doing?
Oh, we're getting ready to go as well.
Oh?
Yeah.
Where are you off
we're
to?
Going, we're heading towards Jagged Pass. There's something we wanted to check out a while ago. So
where are you headed?
She says, well, I know my destination. I'm going to this archaeological site that is somewhat between Fall Arbor and Rustboro, but I haven't decided on what route I want to take. But I know I have to get there. There's an ancient cave, and apparently that there's something that my boss wants me to take a look at. I don't know.
Sounds very cool.
It's like, where's that on our map?
Yeah, we do have a map.
Somebody who's familiar with caves in our party.
Oh, true.
Love caves.
Yeah, we'll just send Gimli with them.
Casually.
Well,
Just not have them in our party.
No. If we looked at our map,
That's what you wanted, right?
Yeah, I want to see where that destination is.
if we looked at our map, would you be able to get to this destination on the path that we are headed?
She says, well, yeah, it depends. It depends on where you're going. The place that I'm off to is colloquially named Meteor Falls. Do you look at your map?
Yes.
Yes.
So the smoky volcano is Mount Chimney. So that's where Jagged Pass is. That's on the southern face. Below it is Lava Ridge. Directly to the west of the volcano is like these kind of cratery mountains. That's where Symmetra is going. To Meteor Falls.
They're basically going to roughly the same location.
Yes. So what Sam is saying is that she could go straight west and then go north, or she could go north with you guys and then go west. It depends on what you wish to offer.
Yeah, it's like, do you want company? You want to travel with us? We're going north and then west.
Sam says, sure, might as well. Just like old times, right?
Right.
Frostbite lets out a little happy cheer, goes, wee! And it seems like they're all ready to go if you are.
Absolutely.
Great.
Sounds good.
Go team.
Mitt doesn't say anything, but is giving her a suspicious eye.
Do you want to make like an insight check or something?
No.
Okay.
I think mostly Schmidt wants to make his intentions known, not really actually do anything about it.
Do you want me to have Symmetra see if she notices your side eye?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's see.
RP.
She doesn't. She rolls pretty
Awesome.
low. She's just more excited that she's getting back with the group, so to speak, because she had a really good time with you all.
Yeah, the gang's back together.
I roll an insight check.
I was gonna say, can one of us roll one?
Nah, I'm too dumb.
All right, insight's wisdom. I have +1. That's an 18.
18. Everything she's told you is the truth. She hasn't been lying about anything. She does really want to get out of town, and she is a little concerned with the nature of her assignment, but she's kind of not really letting that show. She's more taking it from the grateful route that she gets to get out of Mauville for a while because she does not want to be here.
All right.
Right.
Let's start our travels.
You exit the office. Some of her employees say, bye, Sam, we'll miss you. And she says, I'll see you all soon. I'll be back in a couple weeks. You descend the elevator, and you have the classic waiting for the elevator to come up and take you down. It's a little awkward, so to avoid this, Symmetra says, well, I hope you and your Pokemon are doing well. How are those Swablues that attacked me that one time?
Schmidt, you want to comment?
How
You do
is
have
that
one of them.
Swablu that attacked me that one time?
Well, I mean, you have some Swablu, so.
I
That was
have
funny.
a Swablu.
That's Patricia,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you're Patricia.
Yeah.
Blood's attacking Sam, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard out here being a pop star, you know?
Facts. It's hard out here being a pop star.
Part of me wants to get a charisma check on that, but
Yeah,
Do it.
if you
Roll
want
it.
to,
Roll it.
if you want to roll it, you can.
All right. I'll roll a dice.
Add your
Charisma
proficiency
checking.
because
I don't know.
you're like a persuader kind of like.
My charisma is 0.
Okay, so
I am proficient, isn't?
yeah.
Yeah. I'm proficient in persuasion. So that's +2. So
Yeah.
18 total.
Yeah. Symmetra's like, yeah, you are. She's like stoked. It doesn't really.
You're being a pop star.
It doesn't really answer her question, but she's like, Schmidt's cool. That's great. You get in the elevator, you descend. Is there any other thing that you want to do in this building or in Mauville before you take off towards Route 111?
I'm sure we'll talk on our walk.
Sure.
Yeah.
Before we leave we can leave the building.
Okay. The party plus Symmetra now finds themselves at the southern foot of Route 111, just north of Mauville City. It's a temperate and cloudy day as the transition between summer and autumn can be notably felt in the chill and consistent mountain air breeze. The route ahead is a mountain pass. 2 rocky cliffs neighbor the party to the east and to the west, with one narrow pathway stretching north. Despite the rocky soil, the grass and foliage along this passageway are demonstrably healthy, likely as a result of the volcanic ash and soot that usually enriches the earth in this part of Hoenn. As the party marches forward, they can't help but notice their path on this route is a gradual but noticeable uphill incline. Like an earthen sentinel off in the distance looms a mighty volcanic mountain, the likes of which is assumed to be Mount Chimney, the peak obscured by clouds. A little ways up this hill on the left is a quaint babbling brook, with a modestly sized home perched in the elbow of a stream. An old and weathered sign out front says Windstrait Estate, with a newer piece of wood appended that reads, now teaching powerful techniques to determined Pokemon. There's a pair of mighty dark wood trees out front that have dramatic contusions in their bark on their north-facing sides. The damage seems strangely familiar to you. What do you do?
Anybody want to learn cool techniques?
Of course.
Sure.
I love learning.
Not really. These people look busy.
There's no people outside.
There are no
They
people.
look busy.
Yeah, I don't know. Pretty busy.
Um,
There's
Symmetra seems down. She's like, yeah, we could give that a shot.
Yeah.
Does everyone go up to the door, knock on it, etc.?
I'll go first and knock on it.
Yeah.
Okay, Schmidt, are you following behind, or are you just gonna do something else?
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to the flow, man.
Okay, cool. The party of 5 and the Pokemon that you happen to have out with you go knock on the door. There's a little bit of shuffling, and a tall man, nice and muscular with a beard, opens up. He says, "Hey, welcome, trainers. Come on in. Welcome to the Windstrait Estate." Do you enter?
Yes.
Great. You're in like a pretty nice one-floor house. It seems like that this has been a home to a large family for a long time. It is very well decorated with all sorts of trinkets and knickknacks and beautiful art and large shelves that are full of books and many, many photographs along the walls. There is an old woman in a rocking chair and she is knitting. He says, "Really pleased to meet you all. My name's Vito. Been around the block for a while, been a battler for a long time, and I'm happy to teach you some techniques if your Pokemon are willing."
We'd love to, yeah.
Absolutely.
Sounds awesome.
Absolutely.
He says, "All right, who's up first?" He's looking around.
I send Solely out.
Yeah.
Okay. Solely hits the field. A beautiful 9-tailed fox with wispy tails swaying in the wind. Even though we are inside, they have a magical quality to them. He says, "Oh, great. I love 9-tails. Cool. What moves does this thing know right now?"
Good question. It knows. It only knows Flamethrower, Quick Attack, Baby Doll Eyes, and Roar.
He says, all right, I think I can work with that. And he sends out a Pokemon of his own on his belt in a Premier Ball. Out comes a large gorilla-like Pokemon with flaming eyebrows. He says, "It's your turn, Darmanitan." Darmanitan hits the field and the house shakes a little bit. And it goes, "Brrr." He says, "This is my trusty fire type. Had him for a couple decades now. I think we could try and teach your Pokemon the move Overheat, if they're willing. Do you want to give that a shot?" He says, "We probably shouldn't be setting things on fire inside, so let's step out for a bit." And he takes you out a side door that leads to like a battle pitch, a sandy battle pitch right next to the river. He instructs Darmanitan to use Overheat with the classic, "Darmanitan, now!" And Darmanitan beats his chest, and out comes just a giant torrent of fire all around its body, which Solely graciously absorbs because of its flash fire ability. Now, roll a nature for Solely.
I just got a nat 20.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's go.
As Darmanitan lets off the Overheat, Solely just absorbs it, consumes it, and her eyes kind of flash a deep red, and then just expels the Overheat back. Because of the ultimate success of this move, you are welcome to learn it as a 5th move if you'd like.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gaming?
Yeah, Solely has mastered Overheat in one go. Very cool. Symmetra's very impressed. She's like, "Wow, Solely's gotten so much stronger. You must be such a good battler now."
Sure.
Vito is very impressed. He says, "That's awesome. That's the only fire type technique I have right now. Who's up next?"
I'll send Trevor up.
Okay. Trevor hits the field. He says, "Oh, a rock type. Cool." He thinks for a little bit, runs inside for a bit. He says, "I'll be right back. Just give me a moment." And he comes out with like an old and dusty Pokeball. Okay. He says, "This belongs to my sister. She's not around right now, but I'm happy to get this guy some time out on the battlefield." He says, "Go, Camerupt." And then out onto the field is a big, beautiful camel. Glorious.
Yeah.
He says, "My Pokemon don't know any rock type techniques, but this one certainly does." What moves does Trevor currently have?
Rock Blast, Harden, Sand Attack, and Headbutt.
He says, "Okay. Are you interested in an offensive move or a defensive move?"
Probably more offensive.
He says, "All right. I got 2 moves that this camera up to your nose, and I want you to pick one, whichever one you think. Would be happy to teach this little fella Rock Slide. It shouldn't be an issue at all. We could also try to teach him Stone Edge. It might be a little bit harder. Up to you."
I'll go with Rock Slide.
Okay. He instructs Camerupt to use Rock Slide. He says, "Camerupt, go!" And Camerupt, out of its hump, summons a massive rock and shoots it off into the river. And patiently looks at Trevor to do the same.
Okay. Nature roll. I got a 4.
You go to 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Boldor creates a great rock for rock slide, but it's like too much. It's too big and can't throw it very far. And Vito says, "That's all right. One more time, Trevor. I believe in you. Let him have another shot."
I got a 6.
Yeah, Trevor just can't figure it out. It's just not working. Vito says, "You know what? You'll get it someday. But for now, I think I have an easy move that we can just teach you right off the bat. If you are interested. It's not offensive. It was a defensive one I was going to offer, but I think you can just get this right away."
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay. He has camera up to demonstrate stealth rock, and it will require a roll, but it should be pretty easy. Just get a number.
Come on. This is so bad. 2.
2? No.
Yeah, it's getting worse. Trevor's just too dumb.
It's
dude.
not Trevor's day. It's just really not. Vito's like, this little rock isn't having a good time, is he? Well, tell you what. And he runs back inside very quickly, and he darts back out, and he has like a tiny little pamphlet in his hand. And he says, "This here is the strategy for stealth rock. You can work on it with Trevor on a different day. Today's just not the day, but you know what? He'll get it someday."
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Roll something for the pamphlet. Either history or perception or investigation. Any of those.
Oh my god. Getting them all out of the way now. Roll perception. That gives me a total of what? 7?
7.
Yeah.
There's a guy on the front cover, and he looks kind of familiar, but you don't know from where.
Okay, I'll look at it again later. It'll come to me.
Did you pre-roll your dice before session?
I did.
You warmed them up?
I did warm them up, but I don't know.
Vito, noticeably less impressed with Trevor than Soli, but still believes in him, says, "All right, I can help out whoever's next."
Sure.
Yeah. You
Oh, unless you want to go.
No, you go. You go.
No, you go.
No. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send out the bird that attacked Symmetra that one time.
The Swablu. Perfect. Symmetra seems like happy to see Patricia. Frostbite is not. Frostbite kind of growls a little bit. And
I growl back at Frostbite.
Okay. You can roll for it if you want, but you don't have to.
Sure, I'll roll for it. Why
Okay.
not?
Do like a intimidation or something.
Okay. Yeah, it's a 7.
A 7. Okay, yeah, you're not very scary. I'm sorry. Yeah, Swablu hits the field. And he says, "Wow, this one's looking pretty tough. Look at its beak." And he walks up right up to Swablu and goes to like inspect her beak. Do you allow it?
No, because that is the moneymaker.
Do you say that?
Yes.
I got buddy. That's the moneymaker.
He says, "Oh, wow, okay, I get it. I totally understand. I just thought it looked very unique. Not many Swablus have a beak that's so hooked." He says, "All right, what kind of technique are you trying to learn here?"
I don't know, man. What you got?
Well, what moves do you have?
I have Dragon Dance, Peck, Disarming Voice, and Sing.
He says, "It seems like you could use a better flying type move than Peck, huh?"
Probably.
All right. He runs back inside for something. Who knows what? You can hear him murmuring, and you can hear the murmuring of an old woman back to him. And then you can hear like her make a happy sound. He comes back out with another dusty Pokeball. He says, "This belongs to my late father, Victor. Come on out, Swellow." And then there's a beautiful blue and red bird that pops out. He says, "I think if your little Swablu's ready, and I think it is because of how it looks, it's time for it to learn Brave Bird."
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. He instructs Swallow to use Brave Bird. It flies super high into the sky in an instant, in a blink. It's been in that Pokeball for a while, but it does not care. Goes through the sky and then just dashes straight down, almost right before it hits the earth, the sandy pitch of the battlefield, and then it swoops up and flies out. He says, "You think that your little Swablu can do that?"
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
Oh, that's a +2. Oh, that's a +2 for Schmidt. What is it for Patricia? That's a -2 for Patricia.
Okay.
If I crit, does the -2 still apply?
No.
Okay, I crit.
Yeah. That's freaking sweet. Kind of like Soli, maybe a little less confident, just because of the modifier, just a little bit. Swablu dashes into the air in almost parallel speed to Swellow and copies the move perfectly. Does not strike Swellow, but stops right in front of Vito's face perfectly with its fluffy little wings. as a reward for your crit, you could have a 5th move, but I also want to grant you a level up.
So it's Brave Bird or level up, or
you will get Brave Bird, and it will erase Peck no matter what, unless you get an extra move. Or you can be level 7 and get Brave Bird.
I'm down with level 7 and Brave Bird.
Cool. I like that choice. Patricia is so vibing with Swellow. They are like really going at it. And Patricia has now become the most powerful Pokemon in the party, besides maybe Frostbite. Vito says, well, last but not least, what you got, little lady?
I'm gonna have Cabbage go forward.
Okay. I'm assuming the Cabbage is already out, probably following you around, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cabbage makes an appearance, and Vito says, oh, wow. I haven't seen this species before. What's its name?
Oh, it's a Milcery.
Okay.
Her name is Cabbage.
Cabbage. Beautiful. I'm assuming this is a fairy type, and he inspects her closely.
You would be correct.
He says, all right, what kind of moves does it know, and is there any kind of technique, offensive or defensive, you're trying to learn? Maybe supportive?
Yeah, it has Draining Kiss, Dazzling Gleam, Sweet Scent, and Fake Tears.
He says, I'm not great at fairy types, but I'll do my best to teach a move. Or maybe you want to learn a move that isn't a fairy type move. I don't know.
Yeah, a move that isn't a fairy type move could be cool.
Okay. He grabs a book out of his pocket, flips through it really quickly. He says, I have a little regional Hoenn Pokedex here, and we don't have many fairy types, but there is one that I've seen quite a bit of, and its name is Curlia, so I'm going to try and see if it gets any moves that might be helpful for your friend here. He says, yeah, this one could work. Would you want to learn Mystical Fire?
Absolutely.
He says, awesome. Now, greeted at the door, rather than him running inside, the old woman, all hunched over, all wrinkly faced, smiling face, throws out a Pokeball that's on top of her cane. And out comes a Meditite. It hits the ground, and it floats right after hitting the ground. It like does a little bounce, and its legs are crossed, and it's in a meditative pose, and its eyes are closed. And she simply waves her hand, and he summons forth a ball of fire that shoots forward and then splashes into the river. It is now Cabbage's turn to attempt it.
Okay, gonna roll. 16.
16. That's good enough. Milcery sees the attack, and for some reason, fire and fairy are usually not very complementary types, but Cabbage just kind of gets it. Cabbage is like, yeah, okay. Summons a little ball of fire and shoots it out. You may choose which move you want to delete for it.
I think I'm gonna get rid of Sweet Scent.
Fair enough. The old woman, who rarely gets out of her seat, takes great interest in Milcery. She is just standing there and squinting from very far away, and her eyes are already very wrinkly closed, and she says, that's a really lovely fairy you have there.
Thank you. I think so, too.
Vito says, I think that's about all I have in me, and he kind of looks at Symmetra, and he's like, maybe you come back some other time? And she's like, oh, that's fine. Yeah, we're not much battlers anyways. And Weavaw's like nods in agreement. And he says, well, where are you travelers off to? I know that there's a big commotion in Mauville just the other day. Are you trying to get out of there or something?
In a way.
Yeah,
just
in a
going
way.
To Lava Ridge right now.
Yeah, we had this destination in mind anyway, so.
He says, oh, Lava Ridge, there's not many people visiting these days. The old woman behind him, who you assume is his grandmother, she speaks up a little loud for an old lady, and she says, are you all familiar of the tale of the two lovers? And Vito says, not again, Vicky, what are you doing? And she goes,
I want to hear the story.
I also would love to hear the story.
She says, hush, child. Now, legend has it that the unique twin-peaked shape of Mount Chimney's volcanic crater tells the tale of two lovers. Each of these peaks represents a couple in love whose passion was the source of heat for the volcano. My mother always told me this story. She'd always say something like, to be in love again as those two are now. I wonder if that story has anything to do with how Mount Chimney is not producing heat lately. Maybe Hoenn's heart is in fact broken. And she looks kind of sad. She says, no matter. Thank you for listening. And she kind of slowly trudges back inside with her king and recalls her Meditite. Vito says, well,
Yes,
I wish you best on your journey. And here, take some supplies. And he gives each trainer 2 super potions and a green berry, which Cindy can identify as a lumberry. You all get one of them. So please add that to your inventory. Vito says, I wish you the best on your travels. I got a little cousin who's on his way in that direction. If you see him, say hi for me. He's about yay tall, and he puts his hand up to about his shoulder. And he says, he's got blue hair. His name's Vince. Let me know if you see him.
Have we come across Vince before?
I was going to say, I feel like that name sounds familiar.
That does sound familiar.
Was that the Dragonair go fight guy?
Are you asking amongst yourselves? Are you wishing to make a check? Are you asking Vito?
I am asking amongst ourselves.
That's what I was thinking of. Can we make a
We're all
check?
mumbling amongst ourselves after he says this.
You can do like a history for that, right?
Absolutely.
I'm going to roll a history for that.
Okay.
I want to know. The way that I just got a nat 20
Amazing.
for that.
Elodie, deep in thought about wondering if you've met Vince before, you turn your head to the right from around the door of the Windstrait estate, and you see those 2 mighty dark oak trees. Down towards the bottom of them are like small little dents. And further up the bark, facing on the north face of the wood, are deeper and deeper holes in the wood. In your mind's eye, you can picture a muscular tank top wearing blue-haired man named Vince as a young child punching the tree every day as he grew older and older. Eventually joined by 2 blue snaky dragons that would slap the tree the whole time saying power, confidence, fortitude, strength.
God.
And you now realize that Vince is the cousin of Vito.
That's so funny.
Wow. Oh my god.
It's
Yo,
already.
Yeah, we have met Vince already. He seems focused. Energetic. That's a good word.
Vito says, heck yeah, he is. One day I wanted to be the champion of the Hoenn region, but I am sure that Vince is going to be. He's actually on his way to Meteor Falls. We have old family there, part of this tribe called the Draconids. I'm not really sure how that goes, but they're doing this annual thing where they're trying to find the Master of Dragons, and he thinks it's him, and you know what? I think it's him too. So that's where he's off to right now. So if you see him, let me know.
We're kind of headed towards that direction anyway, so that works out.
Yeah, Symmetra sounds interested. She's like, oh, I'm going there as well. And Vito is just glowing. He's just very happy that he had a successful move teaching session, met some cool travelers, and they know his favorite cousin. He says, well, if there's anything else I can help you with, let me know. But otherwise, I guess this is where we part ways.
Thank you so much.
No, thank
you for your help.
Of course. And he goes in the door where his grandmother came from, and it is quiet. Happy trails. Heading north. Again, you are kind of bookended on either side from rocky cliffs that are very tall. As you march uphill, they meet at a point, a very narrow point where probably like only 1 or 2 people could squeeze horizontally. And there are 2 massive boulders in the way. Off to the side, there's a man who is clearly a black belt. That is how he looks. He's wearing a black headband. And he is standing there just staring at the rocks, and he's flexing and kind of grunting a little bit. What do you do?
Oh, you trying to learn how to move those rocks?
He didn't hear you come up. He turns his head and he says, yes, I'm very, very good at karate. And he looks at the rocks and he says, I'll show you. And he brings his hand down in a karate chop on that boulder. And right as it connects, he lets out a scream. And the boulder seems to be completely impervious to attack. And he says, I just have to try again. And he's gearing up for another attack. And he says, my name is Steven. I am the greatest karate master. And he goes in with a kick. And you hear a crunch as his foot connects with the rock. And he goes, What is your response to this?
Oh, let me try.
Okay.
Go for a karate chop similar to what he did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're going to do the same thing. Yeah, roll his strength.
So it's strength, athletics, and does my ability kick in for modifying terrain?
Yeah, you're right. Great point. Go for it.
Okay. We get 13.
13. Hey, 13's pretty good.
Yeah.
You have a pretty massive boulder in front of you, but because of how skilled you are with messing with rocks and adapting terrain, you put a little cleave in the upper third of it. It is not shattered. It is not moved. But like, this is a large boulder, and you put a dent in it. Steven is very impressed. He says, "Oh," and he kneels down really quickly, and he says, "Master, please teach me your ways."
I've been doing this for a long time, son. Long time. What I recommend, though, instead of using your hands, maybe get a tool. Pulls out pickaxe.
Okay.
And then we're going to try it again.
Yeah, roll above a 5.
Rolled another 13.
Okay, roll a d20.
Rolls are terrible today. An 8.
8, okay. You bring the pickaxe down on the boulder, and doing as it is designed to do, it bursts open. As you do so, from deep within the boulder come a whole bunch of little orange crab Pokemon scurrying about. They seem startled and scared. Do you do anything about this?
Can I identify what those crab Pokemon are real quick?
Yes, you do so automatically. They are, in fact, Dwebble. You are familiar of them because your wife has one named Penelope.
Yeah, it's Dwebble.
Yep.
Oh, it is always Dwebble? Is this a home?
Karate Master Steven is surprised. He says, "Oh, crabs, my greatest enemy." And he starts to run into the river.
No, it's okay.
Same.
Stay, it's fine. They're just Dwebble. They're scared. It's fine.
By same, are you also running to the river, Elodie?
No, that was
Okay.
a joke.
Okay.
Crabs
Just
are your
confirming.
natural enemies. That's what you're going to say. Yes.
It appears that there's 6 of them, and they are all confused and scared and just kind of scurrying in a circle.
You destroyed their home.
It was in the way. I don't know.
It was in the way. True.
Maybe not park your home in the middle of a path. I don't know. It seems kind of dumb real estate. How can I console them?
Give them a new home?
Oh, true. Hold on. Is there space like off to the side that I can give them like a new space to work with?
Sure.
Potentially?
Yeah, there's a big ass cliff.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna use Toidle and use and Trevor together. They're gonna use like Rock Blast and Rock Tomb to like construct like some new space for them to
Okay.
habitate.
Yeah. Do make some rolls for that. You can do the partnership roll kind of thing.
That's a D8, right?
Yes.
D8s.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, 2 6s.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Perfect co-op.
That is the perfect co-op. With their powers combined, carve out a similar size enclosure just into the cliff. One might argue it's more safe. The Dwebble all witness this, and they all scurry inside very gleefully.
Yeah.
There is one that is trailing behind a little bit, and it can't quite get into the hole. He has a shell that's different from all the other ones. Instead of like a granite-looking shell, it is mineral colored, or it has a mineral sheen to it, and it's red. And he's struggling to climb up the wall.
I just go up and try to help him up.
Okay, you roll a Pokemon handling, actually.
Yeah. 15.
15, cool. He trusts you inherently as you pick up the little crab with a heavy kind of gemstone shell, and you place him into the hole. And that's that, if that's all you want to do. Steven is gone. Steven, you can see him out in the river, and he looks embarrassed and wet and scared and just watching with envy as you have done what you've done.
That one that was struggling, can I feed it something? I'll give him a little reward.
Sure.
He's doing his
You wanna
best.
take him with you because he's special.
Yeah. You should take him with you.
I'll give him a Lauren Berry. I'm like, hey, you seem pretty cool. You want to try to come?
Okay. Do another Pokemon handling.
Okay. Big die. Nat 20.
This guy.
What do you think Dwebble does in response to that? You don't have to have something, but if you do, let me know.
Yeah, I don't really have anything.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, you propose the question in the berry, and Dwebble just ignores the berry and crawls onto your hand and up your arm.
Oh.
Doesn't even take the berry. You still have it in your inventory, and Dwebble seems keen on joining you.
Sick. All right. Very cool.
You are welcome to attempt to capture or just let him vibe on you. That's also a good thing too.
I'll put him inside a. I'll give him a premier ball, but then I'll let him out to just vibe.
Okay, you do that. There's no catch DC or anything. Your crit makes it a guaranteed capture, and you now have a Dwebble on the team. Congratulations. What is your inventory like as far as Pokemon? You have Bean in your overalls, right? So
yeah, Bean is in my overalls, and then I have in my party Liz, Toidle, and Trevor.
Okay. At this moment, your Pokeballs all wiggle. One of them has to be yeeted into cyberspace.
All right, we'll send Liz back.
All right. Liz the Shuckle.
Mm-hmm.
You tap the ball, and it leaps upwards and vanishes. You assume that it is safe in the PC. I'm assuming we're all done in this area, correct? The rocky place. Does anyone want to make any checks? Interact with Steven?
Steven looks fine.
Yeah, Steven can handle his own thing.
Steven's all right. Yeah.
As you move past the blocked area, to your left and your right, the rocky cliffs kind of open back up horizontally. You're now in a more lush valley area. There's a handful of berry trees that are blooming. There are patches of tall grass surrounding a trickling body of water, perhaps the same stream from outside the Windstrait home. You hear a rustling in the grass. Wild Pokemon are among you, and there are people who are in casual athletic gear who are going on a run. Do you do anything in this area?
Harvest some berries.
Okay. Give me a berry harvest roll.
I just rolled another nat 20.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, you do
We're
that.
on a roll.
You go to pick the berries, and there's one that's like a little out of reach, but it seems like a really good berry from what you know. And you kind of perch yourself on a branch to pluck the berry. And as you do that, a sleeping bird falls out of the tree, hits the ground dazed. It is white and red and yellowish in color, and it has a little bit of black on its face. It is confused and startled.
I don't know what it is. Can I roll to see if I can discern what Pokemon it is?
Yeah, absolutely. Or just gather any attributes about it.
I rolled a 19.
You have a pretty good idea, but this is another situation where I will volunteer Elodie to pipe up because she is familiar with this Pokemon because she has seen it all over Kalos. It is in fact a Fletchinder.
Firebird.
Firebird.
Would it be inhumane to throw a Pokeball at it while it is dazed and confused on the ground?
Have you played Pokemon before?
I do it.
Okay, throw the ball. Roll the ball.
Yeah, I got a 2.
A 2? Unfortunately, that isn't quite enough. You throw the ball and it shakes once, and Fletchinder breaks free. And it in fact, looks less confused, and now it is aggressive. And it will go for a little blast of Ember towards your direction. And it gets a natural 1. So it opens its beak and goes, and shoots a little bit of Ember, and it just falls straight onto the ground. It looks like the bird spit or something. Everyone can do some stuff. We're not going to roll initiative, but if you have any ideas on how to diffuse the situation.
I'll cut in.
Okay. Schmidt sees a bird and says, it's my time to shine.
I'm going to say Patricia's still out. Like I never recalled Patricia.
Okay.
And I'm going to have Patricia try to sing.
Okay. Give me that sing check.
You're the one that gives me that sing check.
Oh, true. Right. That's how that works.
Yeah. It's a 8.
It's an 8. Rolled a 9.
Damn.
Pretty close. Patricia lets out a beautiful song, as Patricia does, but it just doesn't phase this Fletchinder. Fletchinder will take this moment to try to launch out another Ember. And gets a 7, which does not break the armor class of Patricia. Anyone else who is not Schmidt or Fletchinder can attempt a thing currently.
Let's roar.
Is that a...
okay.
You have to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
13 DC.
Could you read me the description of roar again?
Target up to 3 opponents within 15 feet of you. Opponents that can hear you must make a DC 13 wisdom save. On a fail, the creature is frightened and forced to move away from the user in a straight line. They are frightened until they can succeed on a wisdom save.
Okay. And he says DC 13, right?
Yes.
You're trying to scare it away?
I don't want to scare it away. I just want to scare
Well, that is exactly what roar does.
For you.
Well,
Like in the description.
I'm happy to roll it. This is up to what Cindy wants.
If it's running away, can I throw a Pokeball at it while it's running?
You'll have one chance.
Okay. Maybe I'll do quick attack instead.
Okay. You can roll to hit that.
14 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that 14 connects. Deals. You can roll your damage.
1d6. 3 damage.
3 damage. A nice little chip.
Yeah, I think it's YOLO time.
YOLO time. Let's see.
Gonna yeet a Premier Ball at it.
Okay.
That's an 18.
You throw the Premier Ball. It launches through the air and lets off that satisfying like whistle sound when you get a good catch in a Pokemon game. It ensnares the Fletchinder, falls to the ground. It wiggles once and twice. You caught Fletchinder. Nice job. Welcome to the team. This is the first Pokemon that was contentious as far as type specialty, but it seems Schmidt has won out. You
And he
have...
sticks her tongue out at him while he's not looking.
Okay. Pokemon trades are a thing. I just want to mention that if you are desperate. You have Quacko with you, who has a unique situation. You have Patricia and Jessica and Richie.
Yep.
So it's wiggle ball time for you. That's a weird thing to say. Your Pokeballs, you notice that they all wiggle as if you need to make a decision here.
Yeah. We're headed to Jagged Pass.
Mhm.
Lots of rocking fire type Pokemon.
Mhm.
Don't think I want to get rid of Jessica. Yeah, we'll send the Fletchlinger back.
Okay. Your newly caught Fletchinder returns to the PC. And you have caught the attention of a couple of the joggers. And they're still jogging, but they're just kind of looking at you guys. Just, all right. Give them a little watch.
Smiths his tongue out at Cindy when she's not looking.
As like a response.
Yeah.
Perfect. I like the rivalry with the fire flying type. That's great. You find yourself at a crossroad at the northern end of the route as you move past here. Directly ahead of you, once again in like a narrow cliff passage, you can hear and see a howling sandstorm. Seems quite vicious. The visibility does not go very far. To your left, you see a signpost that says Route 112. And you can see the foot of Mount Chimney and a series of cliffs and some tall grass. You can also see a cable line running from a corner on the right that goes to the top of Mount Chimney. What does the party think of this moment?
Looks
I'm
cool.
in the sandstorm. Time to
What?
eat.
We're eating to the sandstorm?
I
That's
thought
my
we have to go left.
Yeah, we gotta
I
go.
thought we have to go to
Go
Route
lower.
112.
Yeah, we're not going that way.
I mean, you could if you want to.
I mean, I don't want to.
Just we look at it and we say, memories of a previous life, and then we move on.
You head up Route 112. It's a little bit more forested. And again, the foliage here is quite lush. You can only assume that is because, again, the volcanic soil is very rich. So despite this being a generally warm area, you can tell that some of these plants are a little tropical. It's not particularly warm. It's probably like 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It's almost on the chilly side with the mountain breeze. You find yourself in a patch of grass with some rustling bushes around. Directly in front of you, to the west, is a series of small hills that leads into what looks like a small town. And then to your right, there is the foot of what can only be Mount Chimney, a very tall volcanic mountain. There's a little cave up a series of steps, and there is what's kind of like a ski lift that seems to take people up the mountain. What do you do?
Are we doing
We could stop in Lava Ridge first, or we could just yeet straight to the Jagged Path.
Well, I feel like does the falls are also near the Jagged Pass,
Oh,
right?
true. Well, I think the falls
we
are
go to
past
Lava
Lava Ridge. Or no, I'm wrong.
Let me lay
Lied.
this out for you.
Yes.
Mount Chimney. To the south,
Yes.
Lava Ridge. To
Right.
the
Yes.
east, the desert. To the
Right.
north,
Yeah.
Fall Arbor. To the west, Meteor Falls. That's all central to Mount Chimney. It's like a perfect
Yes.
compass there.
Mhm.
Access to Meteor Falls is pretty difficult unless you're coming from the north or the south. You totally can cut through Lava Ridge and cut through like the mountain, like kind of jungle, but it is not made for people.
Okay. So in other words, Lava Ridge is probably not recommended.
No, I'm sorry. Meteor Falls is not recommended. You could get to Lava Ridge. That's fine. You can get to Lava Ridge. That's just fine. You can get to Mount Chimneys.
Lava Ridge to get to, like, because then we split off from Lava Ridge. It doesn't seem like that's the way it's going to work.
Right. Alternatively, I mean, you could still go to Lava Ridge. Well, I'm not going to give you directions on your journey, but from the top of Mount Chimney, you can go to Fall Arbor. You can't go to Meteor Falls from the top of Mount Chimney. There's no convenient
you didn't
way.
Really think about this.
There's no. They're all kind of equally distant.
Okay.
So there's no like optimal path.
Sure. So there's nothing. What is in Lava Ridge anyway? There's no gym.
Hot springs.
True.
Lava cookies?
Cindy would know that there is a gym in Lava Ridge.
I thought it got moved.
The one from Mauville got moved.
Mauville got moved.
This is correct.
Because Mauville suffered a terrorist attack.
Yes.
Ouch. Wow.
You know, as it does.
They need to suck it up. Like, they could have stayed
Casually.
I mean, Watson's like in a wheelchair. I don't know.
I mean, he's still got hands.
My man needs to retire. Like, there's got to be someone else in the city that's like, it's a big city. Like, they could just bring in somebody and be like, hey, you're pretty good.
But if you want details on Lava Ridge, you could ask Cindy and she could make a roll if you want.
Yeah, let's get details on Lava Ridge. I know, like, from previous discussions with other NPCs and stuff, that we know that the springs have been kind of a mess, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I recall.
I rolled a 3
a
for
3?
information about Lava Ridge.
Okay. Cindy can only remember what has been discussed recently. That being that it's generally a popular tourist spot, but because the hot springs aren't hot, people aren't really going there.
Lukewarm springs are not as fun.
Yeah.
And we have the option to take the ski lift. So that was a thing that you noted.
It's there. You can check it out.
Yeah, let's do you guys want to check out the ski lift?
Sure.
Chimney.
I think. I don't know. Maybe just hit the town.
You want to see the town? You want to get a lava?
Yeah. Maybe hit the gym up.
Yeah,
Sure,
the gym might be a good idea.
Let's check it out then. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
We can go there.
Sam is vibing. Sam is in for the ride. She acknowledges that there isn't really a convenient way to get to Meteor Falls. It's the top part of the continent. Like, there's no easy way to get there. So she's happy to just hang out with you guys.
Very cool.
As you march forward, you hear the sounds of a screaming sad child.
Oh no.
I request a D20 from Elodie.
I got a 10.
You approach this child, and he's very sad. He says, Ampo, no! Ampo, come back! And off in the distance, you can see a fluffy sheep Pokemon that is running up the steepest cliff of Mount Chimney. Falling behind it is a tiny, like, slightly humanoid-shaped creature that is teleporting and shooting little psychic beams at it. And the kid is saying, Ampo, please come back. I can't do this without you. And there's a sheep that's going, bah, and is very scared. What do you do?
We gotta save this sheep.
Absolutely.
Okay. How do you intend to do that? This kid is looking at you very expectantly.
Right. Oh, goodness.
No plan.
No plan. Full send. Can I like start kind of like running after it and like tell Cabbage to go for like a dazzling gleam towards the like creature that's attacking it?
Sure, you can totally do that. Roll to hit the dazzling gleam, or is that a save? It's been a while since we played.
I believe that is a save.
Okay. 1 second. Actually, I need to do a calculation. It's because it's based on charisma, so Milcery excels at that.
Right.
Whoa.
That's just such a wild, like, everything.
Yeah.
One, it's not like an attacking move.
Dazzling gleam? Oh,
kind of.
Yeah. It's got some D&D kind of stuff. I forget what spell it's based on, but there's like a bard spell that's like distracting lights, which is like very similar.
Yeah. That's what I figured, but it's just like a very interesting shift.
Yeah. They do in fact fail the save. Please describe the effects and roll for damage.
Did they fail by 5 or greater?
No, they rolled an 11.
No, okay. So I will then roll for damage onto it.
Okay.
15. damage.
Oh,
should
wow. Okay. Milsree's busted. What the hell?
be.
And there's a blind effect as well, right? No, that's when it's a fail by
That's
5
only
or
if
more.
it fails by 5 or more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's pretty. They're twinkling lights.
Yeah. A very impressive looking fairy type attack comes out of Milcery and damages this strange bipedal creature that's chasing the sheep. And they kind of split their attention now to Milcery as well as the sheep. The sheep is still running. It's buying and doing something that some hoofed animals do, which is basically climb vertical walls. It is just
I was like, this sounds like when goats climb on like dams.
No.
yeah. The kid
They just
continues
climb
to
up
scream.
vertical
He
walls.
says,
They must obtain the mineral.
He says, Ampo, come back. Ampo is probably a good 40 feet away from the kid.
Oh my god, oh no. Why did I get rid of Sweet Scent? Oh no.
The price
By the
has been
time I was
paid.
like, man, Sweet Scent would have been pretty sick.
Man, that would have been nice.
I'll sing it.
Rolling the sing save. What's the range on that? You can move into range. It's fine. It won't matter.
It's 30 feet, yeah.
Okay. The creature rolls a natural 19. I am so sorry.
Fuck.
It is
It's hard
impervious.
out here for a pop star.
True. Symmetra
True.
nods. She's like, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Great. Anyone else? I'm making
guess.
initiative based on volunteer. So right now it's Elodie and Tishmit.
Okay, I guess I will Rock Tomb it.
Okay.
With Tortle.
Yeah, you said
Say
a total.
DC Strength 15.
Okay. Yeah, they roll a 4.
Ooh, okay.
Rocktom connects. Tell me what happens.
Take rock damage. Oh, they just get trapped or restrained. Have to make a strength save tech.
Oh, each turn. Right.
Yes.
So they're
In order-
so they can't move.
8 damage.
Yeah, this little creature is straight up not having a good time.
But I was gonna flamethrower at it with Sully.
Okay, why don't you do that first then?
Okay. So it's a 40-foot cone.
Yep, this should hit. They are restrained, so they have disadvantage on their save.
They need to make a DC 14 deck save.
Okay.
Are we trying to kill it?
It got a natural 1.
Well, we're trying to kill the thing that's attacking the sheep. Oh, got a nat 1.
Yeah, so you will connect.
So it's burned because it failed by more than 5.
Okay.
And that is 2d10 plus 5 of damage. 10 damage.
You perfectly knock out this creature. It is smushed in these rocks, and it has X's for eyes.
Poor little guy.
Ampo is still running, and the kid is still screaming.
But he needs to calm down Ampo. If only we had a Sweet Scent.
Oh my god. Does Cabbage able to use any sort of she inherently can probably use some sort of
What's Cabbage's ability?
sweet smelling.
Persuasion is inherent to Cabbage's abilities, and I'm happy to create a custom check based on what you come up with.
Okay. Can I quickly yell to the kid, what is Ampo's favorite food?
The kid is pretty distressed right now, so I'm just going to make sure that he can tolerate this kind of question.
Sends him down a spiral.
Yeah, no, he rolled pretty well. When it comes to his best friend, he is willing to deliver information. He says, grapefruit. Ampo loves grapefruit.
Okay. Can I try to have Cabbage emit some sort of grapefruit scent to persuade Ampho to approach our direction instead of running?
Roll it. I like it.
Okay. Then I believe that would be a 13.
Ampo turns around to face the party a good ways up the cliff. They smell the grapefruit, and Ampo is very enticed. As Ampo goes to make a step, it seems like it doesn't really know how to get down, and it just bleats in sadness as it wants the grapefruit, but it can't really go anywhere but up.
Hey, we knew a
right.
trainer with Pokemon that could fly.
Yo?
Dog, all my Pokemon are babies.
Yeah, but all your Pokemon could carry a little sheep.
Like all of them, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah, team lift.
Teamwork.
Oh, the team lift. How high is Ampo?
About 40 feet, 45 really. Pretty much just vertical cliff face.
I'm thinking, strategizing.
Because Ampo's walking on parts of the rock face, right?
Yeah, but they're not anything that like a normal creature can probably stand on most of the time.
Right. But if I like rock blast it into the wall to make new steps.
Yeah. You could
Cool.
definitely do that. It might require some dexterity, kind of like the roof building. It's a little volatile, so if your aim isn't good, it might be bad.
Yeah, might be a little too hard for Trevor here, who is not very dexterous.
Right. You definitely try.
Well, yeah, because
Trying to
I
think of
can
like
make the rocks, but I can't like put them into the thing successfully.
trying to think of some kind of combo attack of like where
Yeah.
maybe like Trevor hucks rocks at Quacko and then Quacko like baseballs them into place with the leak.
That would be pretty sick.
Could be cool.
Yeah, we can try that.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do the teamwork roll. I will request a D10 because these two Pokemon don't normally work well together. But
Sure.
let's do that thing.
Okay.
So each of you roll a
right.
D10 and you want it to match as close as possible.
Yeah, as close as possible.
Okay. I rolled a 5.
I got a 7.
That's, you know
Yeah.
what? That's
Very
pretty
good.
It's pretty dang good. Yeah. With their combined efforts, Quacko and Toidle make kind of a stone staircase into the mountain. This very much startles Ampo, and it does kind of shake the cliff face a little bit, so they have to roll to stay on with their hooves. They succeed.
Cool.
So Ampo is now up there, and leading by its nose is trying to descend the rock face. The kid that you're with is running up there, very excited. He says, "Ampo, please come back, Ampo. I love you." You know, he's very, he wants his sheep friend.
Yeah, obviously.
Ampo does not seem as interested in the kid as it does the grapefruit smell.
Oh no.
Betrayed.
Oh, that's my bad.
Too good, too enticing.
I'm just gonna do one more dex check to see that Ampo can do this successfully, unless any of you have any ideas that you can help Ampo down the rocks.
Should I like have Patricia like grab onto Ampo and just kind of like be a parachute?
You totally could.
I don't think Patricia could carry it, but I definitely think it could like help break a fall. You know?
Okay. Yeah. Roll a charisma check for that.
Charisma.
You make 2 rolls: charisma followed by strength.
Charisma followed by strength. Well, in completely aligning with, or I guess not aligning with my stats, but in a very Schmidt fashion, nail the charisma check.
Uh-huh.
Strength check is a 4.
Okay. Patricia flops over to Ampo to help it descend the mountain. Ampo is delighted by another fluffy Pokemon's presence and does not seem to mind at all that she is so close to Ampo. Patricia digs her talons into Ampo's fluff and decides it is so comfortable that it will not lift and just perches there and closes its wings.
Okay. It's hard out here for a pop star, y'all.
Yes.
It is hard out here for a pub star.
After a little bit, Ampo descends, and the small child hugs Ampo in delight. Patricia is still on top of Ampo. He is now crying tears of joy, and he goes up to Schmidt. He says, "Thank you, sir, for all of your help." And he hands you some items. I'm going to type them to you. And if any of the other players want to know what they are, they either have to ask or roll a check to see if they can see what's being handed. All right. So, well, I have to say them out loud for the listeners. So I'm actually going to deafen you guys for a little bit. He hands you 2 small blue candies,
Ooh,
a curved magnet, and a lustrous blue scale.
blue scale. Do I know it? Okay. Damn it. They were still.
Okay. Does anyone in the party wish to peek, perhaps, over what was given to Schmidt, or ask, or do anything?
Nah, I'm gonna ask.
Okay.
Schmidt, what you got there?
You know, not much. I'm gonna show him. What was the third thing you said?
You're going to tell them, so I'm assuming you want me to tell you.
Not the last thing, and not the first thing that there was 2 of.
Okay, yeah, a curved magnet. It seems like this kid just kind of like put his hands in his pockets and pulled out whatever was in there.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, I got this magnet.
And that's all?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah? That's all of it?
Yeah, that's all of it.
You want to insight that?
I will grant everyone a perception check if they want to peek.
You know what? Why not? I'm gonna try.
Harder than that. I got 3.
Why
I'm
is it-
Okay.
Why does no one trust me?
Gimli has no idea what was handed over.
Oh, it's definitely just a magnet.
16 for perception.
I got
Okay.
a dirty 20.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. Crap.
I don't even know what the last thing was.
Okay. Elodie, you see 2 little treats that are wrapped in blue paper. Also got handed over. Cindy.
I got a 16 for perception.
Oh, I thought you got a 20.
Grace got the 20.
Grace got the 20. Okay, so that's all
Yeah.
the information that you get. You got the 20, Grace, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You
It's true.
actually also saw a shiny blue scale.
Ooh.
That's everything.
Okay.
Cool. Everyone peeked what they were able to peek, and the kid seems very grateful, and he hops into the cave that you are standing in front of. Seems perfectly fine now that his sheep is back with him.
Did we help the Pokemon that we knocked out?
Yeah, there is like a crushed, deceased Pokemon in a tomb of rocks currently. So
Bury that
We
thing.
take it to the Pokemon Center.
Yeah, let's grab this little fellow.
okay, you're gonna scoop him up. Who's gonna carry him?
I won't carry him. It's pretty standard for me.
Okay,
Do we
Um,
know what it is?
you can
Yeah,
find
so
out.
check what-
Who wants to make a check?
I rolled a 19 on the dice.
That is, in
Oh,
fact,
no.
a Ralts. You have seen it many times here in Hoenn.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Yeah, this is a asshole Ralts just shooting at a sheep.
He's just trying to
I
farm,
can
dude.
fix him.
he's just trying to get his XP for Unite.
He's just
I
trying to get that
We
level
can't have
6.
Pokemon Center.
can fix him. That's so funny.
Okay, so you're on the way to the Pokemon Center?
Yeah.
Okay. Gimli, make a perception check as you pick up this little Ralt.
Okay. Time to not do well again. I got a 4.
A 4? Okay.
I'm killing it.
Yeah. You didn't notice a single thing.
Of course.
The party marches into Lava Ridge. There is a elegant, familiar building, which you recognize as a Pokemon gym. There's a building that says the Right of Learning. There happens to be one of those in this location as well. There's a Pokemon Mart. There's a shop that says Lava Ridge Herb Shop with fresh lava cookies as well. There is a hot springs kind of cobblestone section that also has like a mini beach appended to it where there are some people sitting in the sand. And there's a Pokemon Center.
I think we should probably go to the Pokemon Center and help our friend here.
Yeah.
Okay. As you rush into the Pokemon Center to heal up your new friend and all of your other party members, that's where we'll end for tonight. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Dunsparce and Drampa. I always like to plug our socials and our Patreon at the end of the episode, but today I would like to suggest the single best thing you can do if you'd like to support this podcast, and that is to share it with a friend. Think of someone you might know who enjoys Pokemon or D&D or both, or neither. While of course we'd love for you to join us on Discord and Twitter and our Patreon, we really appreciate spreading the word around and getting new people listening to the experience. So if you're able to do that for us, thank you so very much. If you do want our links, they're all at the same place as usual. That's linktree/Dunsparce. And besides that, we'll see you next week.
Another fairy Pokemon for Grace, potentially.
Let's go, please. I need this.
I can fix
My
him.
family needs this.
My family needs this. Another performer, another member of the band.